Hey guys, young Sully here. No, I'm kidding you. We're back at it again, guys. We're talking about the greatest series of all time, Uncharted, my personal favorite. We're talking about Drake's Fortune, Among Thieves, and Drake's Deception, as well as A Thief's End. Excuse me. Sorry. Anyways, guys, we're gonna start it off right and talk about Drake's Fortune. A great game. Now, I picked this game up for about $14 at a buyback at Blockbuster. That's what it was. It was Blockbuster. So I got it for 14 bucks. Bought it out of the blue. I didn't know a thing about it. I was probably all of 11, 12 years old, maybe a little older. Anyways, I loved it. At first, I didn't like it, but after about the second hour, I freaking loved it. I played the demo a bunch too when I lost my original copy. I finally did find that original copy. I don't know where I found it, but I did find it. I was playing the demo for a long time. Anyways, guys, Drake's Fortune, a classic, a legend. Honestly, I wish the Uncharted movie would have done better because I kind of wanted more of them. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, but oh well. As for Among Thieves, my personal favorite. Just the stuff in Nepal, the train scene, all that stuff, just so cool. That's kind of where the one place Drake's Fortune actually falls short is the set pieces. They're good, but they're not great. You can tell it's a first-time outing for a series. It's just the scale is not there. Whereas with Among Thieves, they really, really went in on a spectacle. They wanted it to be like a TNT movie in a way. Like you could see like that's the thing with Uncharted. It's the kind of movie it's like made for TV movies. Something you'd see on middle of the day, sick home from school, and it's a movie. Kind of like the original Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser. Very campy, but good quality films. And honestly, if I had my way, if they were ever going to do an Uncharted movie and we could go back 30 years in time, I would cast Brendan Fraser as the guy to play Nathan Drake. He's kind of witty, he's kind of sarcastic, goofy, but serious, and a real tough and rumble kind of guy, at least 30 years ago. So for me, Among Thieves, my personal favorite in the series. It's just so cool. It's just the most fun out of all of them, in my opinion. The locales, the gameplay just feels really tight, responsive, and good. That is something that Drake's Deception definitely did good on as well. You can really tell with Drake's Deception it was their big third outing. And you're kind of trying to pull almost a Bond-esque adventure in certain ways, with Marlowe and, Cutter, the fake outs, the, hit with a truth serum dart that makes crazy things happen. It's a little over the top, a little campy, a little goofy, but a lot of fun, and the action is really good. It just feels a bit more. It feels like Among Thieves, but a lot more tight, if that makes any sense. The only downside that I didn't like was just some of the choices were a little. The pirate ship graveyard, that sort of thing. It's a little goofy. It's a little too much. I appreciate it, but at the same time, a little too goofy. And finally, we're joined by A Thief's End. I get sad with this one. I really like it, don't get me wrong. However, it's the last of a series. It's hard to quantify. There's so much fan service and so much return to old, even when that attic scene where you're seeing little trinkets and stuff from different adventures that Nate's gone on. I appreciate it, but at the same time, it feels so much. It feels less like a love letter and more like a eulogy, if that makes any sense. Um, and my hope was that they weren't going to end it on on a Thieves' End, simply because I don't want the series to end. It's just so much fun. It's a fun action adventure game, a little bit violent, a little bit of comedy, but it's never the kind of game that you couldn't play with like your kids. Maybe it's a little too intense in some parts, but for the most part, you could play this with from 12 up, and it's just fine. It's probably more appropriate than some of the other stuff on TV these days. Um, and that's my opinion on that. But hey, I will say what I did appreciate that A Thieves' End did was an increase in control. Being you're able to do stuff like swing on a rope and shoot at the same time, and it feels good. The driving feels good. The shooting feels good. The traversal feels really good. It's everything the previous Uncharted games were doing, and it's boom, adding to it, making it feel smoother and better. Um, I think my biggest problem with A Thieves' End is this insistence on trying to shoehorn in Nate being an irresponsible guy. Let's be honest. Um, Elena should have known that Nate was going to do something boneheaded like this. Elena's smart. She can handle herself. You know. But don't get me wrong here. Drake was also boneheaded in the fact that he should have just told her. Because I think if you told your wife, hey, my brother's in trouble, I gotta help him, and you explain it to her, I think she's gonna be all in on helping you. She's not a pushover. She's not a damsel in distress. She's a strong woman, willing to do whatever she has to do to help her husband. So to me, I think the biggest frustration I have with the plot is Nate's insistence on not telling her anything. I think, from the get-go, if he just told her, almost all the problems would be solved. But hey, guys, that's just... Oh, yes, I should give you my rating on it. So Uncharted 1, it's a classic, but it has a lot of flaws. Some controls are a little questionable nowadays. I know, no, different times, but today the controls are questionable. The graphics still look good. Sound design's okay. Characters are sometimes. Eddie Raza. No, I'm kidding. Eddie Raza really wasn't that bad. Actually, kind of a fun character. I kind of, But, anyways, we're gonna give Uncharted Drake's Fortune a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Purely because those faults are not a sum of its wholes. It's still a great story and still a classic for the PlayStation 3. Next up, we got Among Thieves. You already know what I'm going to do, guys. 10 out of 10. The best set pieces, the best characters, the best ambiance, and just the best all-around feeling, in my personal opinion. You want to talk about a game that I could pop in at any time and be happy I'm playing it? Among Thieves, easily topping that list. Next up, Drake's Deception. Well, Does a lot of things I like and does a lot of things I don't like. There improvements across the board. Some silliness with the plot, like I said, with the tranquilizer darts and the fact that what's his name? The main bad guy that for Marlowe. Oh God, I can't remember his name. It's gonna kill me inside. I can't remember his freaking name. Anyways, he just out of the blue, just basically being like omnipresent or omnipresent, like that one scene where he just appears out of nowhere to dart Cutter, like, and then just disappears. Like, bro, a ghost? I guess maybe. I don't know. That was a little silly, but Drake's Deception still gets an 8 out of 10. Purely because it's a classic in the trilogy. Well, the quadrilogy. But it's still a classic. So, still an 8 out of 10. And finally, we have A Thief's End. Well, guys, while the improvements were really good, it's getting my lowest score out of all of them, unfortunately. It's only getting a 6.5 out of 10. And that's purely based on the problem plot points that just, to me, don't make a lot of sense. The fan service, woo! I love it. I enjoy the stuff. I appreciate it. The callbacks, really good. The gameplay, tight, responsive. You know, those over-the-top scenes are definitely there. But those points in the plot where Nate just does something so boneheaded, to me, that really hurts it. And that's why it's getting that 6.5 out of 5. Definitely still a game I'd play any day, but not one I'd seek out to play, if that makes any sense. But hey guys, that's just my 2 cents. We'll see you on the next one.